Hi ladies, I'm going to let the music play for a little bit and then we're going to get started. Just some happy music to get started, okay? I want to dance with it. I wish you could see it. I'm not going to dance. I'm not going to sing. Just start being happy here. I'm going to have a hard time turning it down though because I love this song. If I can get it to work. Okay, I don't know. I hope you can hear that. Hi ladies, I am trying to figure out how to get my camera to work. There we go. Okay. So it is Fast Start 1 training for Thursday, March 24th, and I know I didn't really do any advertising of this, and I know I said it would be recorded, so when no one showed up, I thought I would just do a quick recording. Here's what we want to talk about. First of all, the number one most important thing is mindset. I'm going to keep coming back to this. Mindset, mindset, mindset. You need to be positive about your business. You need to think about your business in a positive way. You need to talk about your business in a positive way. And we're going to keep coming back to this over and over and over again throughout the history of my team, because this is what has changed everything for me. So, mindset. What you can do is there's a couple different things you can do. We've talked about in previous videos and webinars, we've talked about kind of being aware of the story you tell yourself and being aware of what it is exactly that you say in your mind about your business. That could be like just catching yourself, being aware that you're saying negative things like I can't get bookings, no one wants to order, nobody likes Jamberry, my hostesses are all terrible, Facebook parties aren't working for me anymore, and the list can go on and on and on. But those negative stories are really what fuels how you react to other people and what you see coming into your life. So basically the theory, the brain theory behind it is that we have, and this is science stuff that Dana Wilde goes over in Train Your Brain, but basically we all have what's called a reticular activating system, and it is just in our brains, and it's helping us filter out all the things we don't need to know, all those thoughts and feelings and everything that comes in that we can ignore. It helps us filter that out. And so really it just picks up on like a couple things and kind of makes the world in that fit that set of whatever. So if you're telling yourself, and if you're telling your reticular activating system that nobody is interested in Jamberry, then what it's going to pick up on is all those people in your life who aren't interested in Jamberry. It's not going to pick up on all those people in your life who are interested. And so it's not going to really make that important to your brain. So the idea is to start training your brain to pick up on the positives. Business is booming. People are excited about Jamberry. Ever since I started Train Your Brain, bookings have gone great. My parties are so much better. People want to learn more about Jamberry. People are joining my team. Whatever it is that you want to work on. And you start picking that up, and it really does work. This isn't a video that I posted previously, but we can kind of work on it right now too, is to kind of see how the reticular activating system works. Over the next 72 hours, you can do something as simple as, and you can choose one of these three things. Either I see feathers, I see blue glass, or I see roses. And you can choose whichever one you want. And then you're just going to say it like a mantra as much as you think about it. And you can put a sticky note on your computer and a sticky note in your car and wherever you're going to be. And just say it frequently throughout the day. I see roses, I see roses, I see roses, I see roses. I don't know what it is about it, but I see roses everywhere. Like, I see roses everywhere. It's so weird. All of a sudden, I'm seeing roses everywhere. Or I see blue glass. Like, blue glass is everywhere for me. I don't know why. All of a sudden, I'm seeing blue glass all the time. Again, with feathers. Like, I see feathers. I see feathers everywhere. There are feathers everywhere. I don't know what's wrong. Or not what's wrong. I don't know what's different. I don't know how this is working, but all of a sudden I see feathers everywhere. And the idea isn't that you're going to start actually looking specifically for those things and like looking for them. But the idea is that you're just telling your brain that you're seeing them. And then all of a sudden you're going to start seeing them. And within 72 hours, all of a sudden, you're going to just see all the time. If you are saying this 50, 75, 100 times a day, your brain's going to pick up on that and be like, oh my gosh, you really do see feathers or roses or blue glass or whatever it is everywhere. It's amazing how this works. So I'd really, really, really love you guys to try this out over the next 3 or 4 days and just say it, and then come back to me and post in the comments. I'm going to post this on the team page, so just post in the comments and tell me, like, how is it working for you? Tell me how it's going to happen. Like, how did you see blue glass everywhere? Did you see whatever everywhere? That will kind of show you how this reticular activating system and the stories that you tell change what your unconscious mind allows you to see and notice. So then you can move that to, instead of saying, I see roses everywhere, you can say, I don't know what the difference is, but people are excited about Jamberry. And all of a sudden, people are excited about Jamberry. Or, I don't know what the difference is, but business is booming. That's one I love. Business is booming. And really, truly, business is booming. Like, and that can be sales, parties, people who want samples, people who are joining your team, whatever that means for your brain at that moment. Business is booming. For me right now, business is booming. I might not have had a sale in a couple of days. I might not have great parties right now, but business is booming because I have 2 people who want to join on the 1st or on the 5th in the UK, and because I have a full calendar for next month. I already have the PRV I wanted for this month. I'm going to hit Premier Consultant. Like, these are all reasons business is booming, and I can see it now because that's what I've been telling myself. Business is booming. I'm not getting down on the fact that I'm not hitting team manager. I don't have lead consultants. I don't blah, 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 blah. Like, none of that really bothers me. Like, okay, it's cool. Business is booming. Like, amazing. And that's the difference that Train Your Brain has made for me. That is the difference of just catching those negative stories and turning them around and being aware of it. And so by doing the I see blue glass, or I see roses, or I see feathers, by doing that activity, it just shows you how great that little switch can be in your brain. So, if you pick one thing out of this training, that's what I want you to pick. Like, just play with that for 3 days, 72 hours. That's all I'm asking. Like 3 or 4 days, just repeat it as many times. Put a couple sticky notes. Like, sticky notes are going to be your best friend when you're training your brain, because that way you kind of get those little reminders all the time. I have 4 sticky notes right here that I can see just in my little view of, this one's telling me I'm an exec. Like, I've never reached exec because business is booming. That one says I'm an executive. This one says I'm going to reach team manager. This one says I made exec before JamCon. Like, oh yeah, that's my goal. Like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make exec before JamCon. I know that. Those are my sticky notes. So with that, let's move into the other thing that's super important. And let's see if I can find it. Oh, I must have closed it. Okay, hold on just a second. One thing that I really want to do, independent leaders, is talk to you about how to get bookings, because bookings are truly, and this is so cliche, but it's so true, they are the lifeblood of your business. So this is, I think, in the Jamberry Consultants Facebook group too, but I know it's posted on the Jamberry Leaders page. This is a booking spotlight with Catherine Bunnell, and I think it's on our dash too. But instead of booking parties, she's booking one-on-ones, which I absolutely love. One-on-ones are a great way to just give them a manicure or help them with a wrap or help them try the gel system or the lacquers or whatever, and really just focus one-on-one on that person. It doesn't even have to be a selling opportunity. Like, a party has come to be this major, like, bring your wallet, we're going to try to sell you and cram you down this throat. Like, it's not what it's supposed to be, and that's not how I do mine. But I really love it because she says her focus for March was to set up 10 one-on-one parties throughout the month of, or 10 one-on-ones throughout the month of March, and her plan is to turn those meetings into parties for April. And she has recently moved to a new city where she didn't know anybody. So what she's done is to really had to go into her cold market to book. So what she's been doing is to kind of stretch herself and connect with new people and building rapport with the women she meets and saying, you know, hey, I'm brand new to the area and I'm looking to connect to new people. Would you be interested in a free mani? And then she can sit down and help them with their nails and talk to them about their lives and their business and build that relationship, which I absolutely love this. And then when they are in love with the product, she turns that. I mean, and this is amazing. You can use this every single time you have someone who is in love with the product. Wouldn't it be fun to get a few girls together, a few friends together for a girls' night? Now, that doesn't, I mean, you could do a Facebook party or whatever, but like home parties and one-on-ones and small group gatherings and in-person stuff, that is amazing. So here's the thing. She says, and I quote, I avoid saying the word party because I found it makes people throw their guard up, which right now, unfortunately, is true. But that's fine. Wouldn't it be fun to get a few friends together for a girls' night? Or wouldn't it be fun to have an event on Facebook where your friends could learn about jams too? You don't have to say party. And I kind of really like that. I think I'm going to start calling mine events instead of parties. Wouldn't you like to have an event like this on Facebook? So, you know, obviously she says without parties, that's where you create customers, hosts, and build new business partners. Her biggest tip for bookings is to find out what excites you, and then as long as you're having fun, this is amazing. This is perfect brain training stuff. As long as you are having fun, people will naturally gravitate to that. As long as you are excited and enjoying what you're doing, people are going to be interested too. Don't be afraid to step outside of your box. You know, she said one of the things she absolutely loved was when she had an outline and a script for a party, but then she realized that it hindered me because it hindered her because she used it as a crutch and her parties became stale. This for me, like I am constantly like every 2 to 3 months I'm changing up my parties because I'm feeling the same way. You know, I'm doing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 parties a month on Facebook. I never, like every couple of months I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do something differently. So once she decided she had to redefine what a party was for her, then her business really started to take off. And she always says, don't be afraid to try something and fail. In those failures, you can find moments of greatness, which I absolutely love too. This was great for me. I love that. So really what's important for you is to follow up with people. You know, if people are scared of that word party, because in so many aspects, people are like, Facebook parties are where we're being sold to, or home parties, you know, they expect me to bring my wallet or whatever. You know, if you and your friends drink, like maybe you can have a margarita and manicures party. Mimosas, manis, and muffins is a nice one for Saturday mornings. I really like, those are in-home parties. You can completely convert that to Facebook too. Like, everyone bring their drink. Let's sit down on Facebook for 30 minutes and do a live. Like, you could do a webinar. You could do a live chat. You could do a live party with videos. Like, I have done the tag team 30-minute parties. You know, the live parties, super fun. It's super short. You could say, let's do a fun event. Wouldn't it be great to get your friends together on Facebook and do an event where they could learn all about Jamberry too? You know, you could even say, like, I will send samples ahead of time so we could sit down and do all at our computers, all on Facebook. We could do live parties, whatever. I think that right now, I like that idea that the word party is kind of a negative word. Like, okay, let's not call them parties. Let's call them whatever you want. Follow up with your friends. Follow up with the people who have samples, and just and say, how are things going? If they've had issues, walk them through their issues. You know, what went wrong? Did the jams fall off? Let's talk about application. Did you put them in water immediately afterwards? Because the adhesive needs to set. Did you get them super oily before the adhesive set? Were they too big? what tools did you use? Maybe you didn't properly put them down. I actually had one woman who didn't take off the plastic backing. Like, okay, they fell off of your daughter. Let's talk about what age is she, because if she's really young, she's going to have super oily nails and you're going to need different treatment, which unfortunately, as consultants, especially as new consultants, we don't maybe know these tips and tricks, or we don't remember to say them. I know I am guilty of that, where I forget to say them. Okay. Maybe she's worn jams in the past and loved them, but they ruined her nails because she wasn't taking them off properly. Talk to her about that. Say, you know what? Look at my nail. Like, personally, that was me. Like, I was a consultant and I was just whatever. I was doing my gentle removal process with oil, or I was doing it with my crappy nail polish remover, and it just, no matter what I did, it was ruining my nails. The wrap and lacquer remover has been amazing for me. I have not had any problems since I started using that. These are things where, like, no, you don't want to. I understand the desire to not sell to them, but in order to get them happy with their products, they need the right tools to do that. So yeah, jams can work for some people if you have a hair dryer and you just use your finger and you don't really clean your nail bed and you just, peel them off with some hot water or something. That's not everybody. So that's why it's really important that you follow up with people. If somebody has a negative story with Jamberry from a previous consultant, talk to them and say, things are different. I'm a different consultant. We've learned different things. If they were from the brand, like when jams first came out, that things of like our adhesive is different, our wraps are different, like everything has changed. We've reformulated. So really you can talk to them about that. If they have negative issues. If they've had positive issues, then just say, like, have your friends been talking about these? Wouldn't it be fun to get your friends together and share this with them? Don't you think your friends would really enjoy this too? And the number one thing is not like, hey, you're going to get free stuff when you host a party, which is always my fallback crutch. But the number one thing really is, don't you think your friends also want this? Like, when you find a new restaurant you like, or when you find a new store you like, you're always saying, or a new product you like, you're always saying, hey, you have to try this, you have to try this, you have to try this. It's not any different with jams. And with having an event or a party or a get-together or a girls' night in or whatever you want to call it, that's that same thing. And if it's a home party, or even if it's a Facebook party or whatever, you could just say, like, leave your wallets at home, just come learn about them, try the jams, try the wraps, try the lacquer, try the gel. And then if you're excited, you can order, or if you're excited, you can book a party. Just remember that those, and my time is almost up, so I'm going to wrap up. But just remember, it only takes 4 buy 3 get 1 orders to hit a $150 party. A 150 point party, that's 4 of her friends placing a buy 3 get 1. That's not a lot at all. Okay, that's like, even like, let's say that's her, and then her best friend and her sister and her mother, or whatever. 2 of her friends, one of her coworkers, like, that's nothing, okay? At 150, she gets a free sheet of wraps, a $15 credit to use on whatever she wants, and half off one item. That's amazing. So really, don't be afraid to go back to all those people. Make sure you're checking in. Don't forget to ask, wouldn't your friends like this? Let's set up some sort of get-together. I don't care what you call it. Color party, I don't care. Would you like more information on joining my team? I invite you to learn more about joining my team. I love being a Jamberry consultant. We get 30% commission. We get 30% discount. Would you like more information about joining my team? Like, these are things that you just need to be pulling out there. Do not be afraid of the no. You know what? You can say, okay, that's fine. Thank you. A no just means not right now, thanks. And maybe they'll talk to you later. Okay, with that, we can get back on that later. But with that, I'm going to go because I have a webinar in 3 minutes.